within the Palace Royal, its monarch, Prince Namor I, lies ill.
Who are you?
But my enemies call me Namor.
That Namor, I would say he obviously was given that name also by someone in the film.
El niño sin amor. Por eso le dicen Namor.
¿En serio?
El niño que creció sin amor.
Translation, Namor now means a boy who grew up without love.
Prince Namor I.
For Namor, the Submariner is back.
Prince Namor I.
But my enemies call me Namor.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Hail Napops forever. Listen, man, I can't call him anything but he's Namor. I can't.
Namor.
It's like, yes.
Namor.
Okay, that's a good point.
I remember
awesome.
Namor.
I would have to look that up. So, yeah.
From John Byrne. John Byrne's Fantastic Four run. He was a noted character because John Byrne was a classic traditionalist.
Yeah, and I did a Namor video, and Sequential Treasures called me out because I didn't even mention John Byrne's series because I didn't reread it. I'm well aware of it. He pointed out a few issues. That comments there, I will probably, because I'm going to have to do volume 2, 3s, or 4s or whatever of these characters. There's content that dates, and Namor was created in 1939 for the love of freaking Pete. And by the way, he is created before Aquaman. For people that didn't know that, by the way, you need to know that. So I don't want to hear that. But there's a huge difference between Namor and Aquaman. So
Huge.
Namor origin is exactly like what we saw in the Aquaman movie, right? Princess gets with the dude, and he's a hybrid, so he can do both. The differences are he didn't like anybody. Screw those white people. No. He hates it. He hates it. He hates it. The comic books, he is a villain. He doesn't like it. He finds a hot chick, and he kind of like lightens up the mood. It's the 60s, and or it's even before that in some cases. And it's like, okay. And then he's mocked because he's white. Like the blue Atlanteans mock him because he's white. He's a white dude. His dad's white.
Yeah, he's half American.
Right.
What's bizarre about this is every time, first of all, the plot of Wakanda Forever and the origin story that I'm familiar with and you're re-uttering at this very moment, I'm getting major flashes of the first Aquaman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Right.
Because even the Submariner character, the black dude with the friggin' Black Manta, I think his name is.
Yep.
It's like, Jinkies, all you got to do is put a cat head on that character, and you're basically watching the same movie. Isn't that correct? I mean,
kind of.
Crazy
there's some elements.
Politics attached to the water, attached to two civilizations, blah 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 blah.
If they were fighting over a mineral, it would probably we could probably close that loop even faster. But yeah, it's like, but even like the people even pointed out like the wings on the feet, because obviously that is in the comic book. There's literally an element in the comic books. I just reread all of these. And it's the character's like, why is this happening? Why are these showing up? And they're asking him. He's like, I don't know why this is happening. And then it's like, oh my gosh, you can fly. I didn't know I could fly. It's like, there's actually like Stan Lee needed to come up with a reason dude can fly, and then like made the character like metamorphosize and like, I don't know why I'm flying. Like the concept of mutant didn't even come into the conversation until later, but at least there was a way to discuss it. It's not. Nothing translates to film because all of it just looks like a hodgepodge nest thrown on the wall, and we're all supposed to just swallow it, and I hate it. And by the way, hate everything. This whole idea of representation, or that this was not the plan or whatever with Shuri. Shuri became Black Panther in 2009. That's when that comic book. I had to go back and look it up to make sure I had my date right. So before we had MCU stuff, long before we had the Black Panther movie, they were already, once Disney had control, and even probably before Disney had control, this crap was happening. They were making every character female. They were making all these changes. I don't want to tell people this was part of the plan.
And Pops, correct me if I'm wrong, but Shuri was Panther temporarily while T'Challa was healing from wounds. He got like really hurt.
Yeah, I want to reread all of that before I speak too much on it, because I didn't reread the Christopher Priest part, and I didn't read that piece of it where I got to be honest, it's unbearable. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. And I got to be honest, I reread my don't read, spoiler alert on Black Panther is like when he marries Storm and it's during Civil War. I hated every aspect of these issues. Like every character felt wrong to me. Like the issue where he marries Storm is just to showcase that she's super hot because she is, and they draw her as super hot. And all of the characters, which she is, Iron Man and Cap are in the middle of Civil War, but they act like children. Like children. It's so cringy and terrible with them bickering. And then you have 4 issues of Honeymoon, and they literally just are being told, or they're being pulled around the world to have a contrived reason for Namor and Storm to go visit. First Doctor Doom, and then the worst part is they visit Namor in Atlantis. And the cover is them fighting. There is no fight in that comic book. Talk about ripping you off. So even this crap that's going on where you don't feel like the customers were being respected or whatever, it was that bad even in like that era. So it's been hard to revisit Namor and Black Panther lore as the comic book reader who's got to be honest, a lot of those files I probably deleted. I just I don't want to delete. And because of this, I'm going back, and it's been brutal. But I don't want to hear about this being any more than part of the plan. It's been part of the plan all along. May not have been in movie 2, but it was going to be in movie 3. Whatever. Right. So,
at this point, I hope they never bring the Fantastic Four back to screen. At this point.
That is happening. That is happening.
Yeah, it's already in the works.
I know it's going, but I hope it fails. I hope it fails before it ever gets to screen. I hope they drop it. I don't know. I don't know what to say because they've already destroyed so much of the property. It's like I'm watching somebody's collection of fan fiction get made into films that are loosely based fan fiction. It's like, what are we even watching anymore?
Well, I don't want to be a downer than on you, Steven, but I was watching Valiant. I was watching Valiant Renegade on Sunday, and he and WDW Pro with Chapek has said that there's a hiring freeze and there's going to be rigorous review and there will be layoffs. They're saying that Marvel is pretty much the most safe place you could be right now because of these big contracts for these big name stars that they've got lined up. So I don't see any changes to Marvel anytime soon.
Yeah, no, you're not going to bum me out. At this point, I'm beyond Star Wars with Marvel because I was only like a comic book fan during the day. And the films did what they did. The Robert Downey Jr. era, and the Chris Evans era, that was pretty much it for me. Endgame, that was great. You guys did a great job. Thank you very much. You took it from A to B to C. You went the full alphabet all the way across. You did a great job. The whole arc worked. There's some clunkers along the way, but you guys did some magic stuff on screen. Everything else that happened after that, it's almost like I'm giggling at my niece's James Bond movie,
Yeah.